Hey guys, Island Turtle here. Welcome to BOMISpirit. This is actually going to be the Astrotalk or Astrology Talk for Mercury Retrograde. Excuse me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And if you're curious, we do have a Patreon and Vimeo and a website and all of that. Excuse me, so go ahead and check that out. Also, just a little disclaimer. I'm still having a lot of like throat and nasally weird upper chakra stuff, and so just bear with me through that. I am an asthmatic, and so my asthma is also very triggered right now too. So I might have to speak slowly at times, which I forget to do because I like to talk. Or I might have to stop and drink water and all of that. Okay, so just to let you guys know. All right, but let's go ahead and get into this. So this particular Mercury retrograde is actually starting on the 4th of August or the 5th, depending on where you are in the world. And I'm actually recording this on the 4th. Didn't mean for it to happen that way. It just did. And Mercury will be retrograding starting in Virgo and move into Leo actually on the 14th. And then we'll go stationary direct at Leo 12 degrees on August 28th. And then that will start the post shadow, which will end on, well, I almost wanted to say conclude, which is the same thing, which will conclude September 11th. And there are some interesting transits and moon cycles that are happening in the midst of that. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about all of it, essentially. I also did write some notes for each sign. And so depending on where my throat is at and where my energy is at, we may or may not do that. Okay. All right. I got to do timestamps, so also don't mind me. Okay. So the first thing that I want to mention is for those who are really unfamiliar with just astrology or retrogrades, or just want maybe a quick paraphrase summary on just an overview of what Mercury retrograde just tends to bring, even just not even speaking to this particular one. When a planet goes retrograde, it's a time for us to grow. Honestly, it's a time for us to learn and reevaluate some things in terms of that particular celestial body and the sign that it's in. And since Mercury is all about communication, information sharing, specifically like messages, right? Excuse me, hold on, I got a kitty cat. Hi, Bubby. Mwah. Hi. You can tell he's feeling better because he's all up in the camera. But coming back to Mercury. So, like I said, Mercury is about communication, messages, information sharing, also learning and education, friendships, networking, also short distance travel and organization and making plans, and a smidgen of technology, not quite to the extent of like the 11th house or anything like that. But it's in there. It's in there. So that's everything that Mercury touches. And so when Mercury goes retrograde, it is a time where a lot of that stuff tends to get disrupted or slow down or becomes challenging, but all for the purpose of teaching us something that we did not already know, or helping us to grow in some vein, according to everything that I mentioned. Okay. Also, because I'm like this and I'm tired, I'm a little slow. So also bear with me there. So that's basically the gist of Mercury retrograde. Now, because we're in the retrograde phase already, this is the time where the peak of those lessons kind of happen. But the previous 3 weeks, I would even say up to July 15th, there might have been some interesting things that were going down for you. Maybe some changes as far as your connections with people. Excuse me, with your connections with people, how you communicate, how you are able to communicate, even through like technology. You may have met some new people, that sort of deal. You may have started to just really consider certain things in your life that maybe you weren't considering before. That's probably because it's going to be part of your Mercury retrograde experience. And so just pay attention to or even reflect to what has gone on in the last 3 weeks. And this is the time we're really going to be faced with the challenges in order for us to grow. And then when we move into the post shadow on August 28th, we will enter into the integration phase essentially of all of that. Okay. All right. So that being said, let's get into the specifics here of this Mercury retrograde. And I don't know if I mentioned this, I will be going over all the astrology, but I will also be doing channel messages and cards as well. Okay. All right. Let me just do the timestamp here. Oh, actually, I'll just do it like that. Yes. Okay. Okay. So with this Mercury retrograde, the first big thing that I would say is going to be a theme or lesson for all of us in some way, shape, or form is actually going to be acknowledging our personal life experiences, whether that encompasses just things we've learned along the way or personal challenges or even trauma or wounding that we have overcome and healed from. Just think your life experience and challenges are kind of underlying there. How you have overcome these things, or the experiences or wisdom that you have gained from these things, there's a unique little skill set that's wrapped up in that, right? We all have our own personal experiences, and with that, we also have our own personal skills that have come from that. And so this is going to be a period where you're going to be really faced with that and potentially even see it in a whole new way, and also see how you can actually take those skills and potentially use that to help other people or to just provide something to the world, right? It's just getting close. Oh my God, excuse me. It's getting more aware and more in touch with that piece of you and piece of your life, okay? Now, that is actually encompassing around Mercury being in Leo, trine Chiron and Aries. This actually is an aspect we've already experienced back in July, around July 18th. This is going to be happening again on August 23rd. This time Mercury will actually be retrograding. Chiron is retrograding already. And then it's going to happen for a third time in the post-shadow phase on September 2nd. So yes, just know that that is going to be an aspect that you've already been feeling and you're probably currently feeling and you will feel again, okay, throughout this Mercury retrograde experience. But again, it is just to give you some insight and clarity into what your unique life experience can offer. Honestly, like how that makes you unique and someone who can contribute something to the table, so to speak, okay? Now, the other thing, hold on a second. Now, the other aspect that oh my God, I'm so sorry, you guys. Can you tell I'm just like, blah, and even just the Mercury retrograde factor. Another theme or lesson is going to be definitely adaptability is going to be really huge. Mercury, while in Leo, will also be square Uranus and Taurus, also 3 times, once already occurring July 21st, and the second time will be August 18th. Which will be during the retrograde phase for Mercury, and then a third time during the post-shadow on September 6th. Now, this particular aspect is kind of interesting because it can provide breakthroughs and new ideas and innovative ideas even. So it's something that's really nice, and also will help us to give a new perspective on our own beliefs, personal visions, solutions, new approaches to certain goals or even relationships. It can be really positive, but it is a square. So kind of the drawback of that, way more disruption than a normal Mercury retrograde. Oh my God, I can't talk. Way more disruption than a normal Mercury retrograde, okay? A lot of restlessness, a lot of anxiety, confusion, mood swings, and disruptions of plans are very highly likely with this aspect. And then on top of it, Mercury is also retrograding. The fact that Mercury is also going to be in Leo for most of the retrograde phase, there is this emphasis too on creative expression and feeling confident in your own beliefs and feeling confident in how you are speaking and even collaborating with other people, okay? Even taking up space as part of that. So I just wanted to note that. And the last thing that I want to mention about this Mercury retrograde phase, while there is this potential for breakthrough and there is this seeing yourself in a new way as far as what you can contribute based again off of your personal life experiences. Some of you may have some shadow work that comes up with that too. While all of that is going down, because of the confusion factor, and also Uranus in a square tends to be very impulsive. Sorry guys, a second. I know it sounds like I'm sick, and it almost has that feeling, but I know I'm not sick, and it's just, I know it's mostly energetic, so it's just a little frustrating. So sorry guys, just again, I gotta take a minute here and there. So while there is some insights coming through and some clarity coming through with this particular Mercury retrograde, and there's also an impulsivity kind of happening with Uranus, it's really important to hold on to yourself at this time, especially because most of Mercury retrogrades encompassing August. And during the month of August, there's a lot of drive and pushing and pressure to like get in the mix and to learn and to go and mingle with people and to be open to new things, and definitely allow yourself to be open. I mean, even Uranus is also cracking us open in that way, but just be very discerning still. It's like, don't lose yourself. Don't lose yourself in these energies. Don't lose yourself in other people. Don't lose yourself in the external, right? Be really solid within yourself and work from within out, okay? All right, that being said, let's go through some of this. Now, today, August 4th, we do have the new moon in Leo. And like I said, Mercury goes retrograde on August 4th. For some, it's August 5th. But also Venus is moving into Virgo as well on the new moon day today. I did do a deep dive on Patreon, which is posted on Vimeo by now if you're seeing this on YouTube. But since it's happening today, I just am just letting you know the dates that are correlating with this Mercury retrograde. And like I said, August 14th, Mercury will go retrograde into Leo. That is where we're going to feel, it almost feels like we're being taken back, is how I was feeling about that with August 14th. Because we're going from Mercury being in Virgo, where there is this emphasis on logistics and planning and organizing and all of that. Also, if there are any disruptions to your plans, just flow with it, okay? Just flow with it, because any disruptions that happen because of that square with Uranus are actually very likely to show you something that you did not see before, more so than a typical retrograde period because of the Uranus effect. So just if something gets disrupted, just let it be okay. Let it be okay. And be open to the possibilities of what you were not open to before with discernment. Okay. Anyway, so just want to mention on the 14th, when Mercury goes from that Virgo energy back into Leo, the way it was feeling to me was like, oh, like almost like we're going back to the roots of something, is how that was feeling to me. And also with the Chiron energy that's going to be playing off of Mercury during this time as well, that does track. That tracks. But really the roots of our intentions and our behavior and our self-esteem, our confidence, and where are we in our relationship with these things, right? Oh man, I don't know how long I'm gonna last. This is crazy. I like literally feel like I'm losing my voice. Funny, on a Mercury retrograde video, no less. Okay. Now, on the 18th of August, that is when we experience Chiron going exact square with Uranus, and that is like the highly disruptive energy, but also tends to bring some breakthroughs just in really unconventional ways, okay? But this can also be very high levels of miscommunication and, like I said, confusion. So again, the more you kind of allow yourself to be embedded in the external or overwhelmed by the external, even external information, the easier it is going to be to lose yourself or even to fall down rabbit holes. My patrons know what I mean by that. Yes, White Rabbit is playing a big role, at least in the new moon today, which is also part of the retrograde energy. So again, just wanted to emphasize August 18th is when that is a peak day for that energy. Okay. Oh shit. And then we have August 19th. Oh man. And then we have August 19th. Am I not supposed to do this video? Because I actually tried doing this before and I made it an hour in and I could feel it. It was like, no, this is a no. So interesting. So August 19th is a huge day. I've been talking about this day for months. Hold on a second. Let me timestamp that. August 19th is a huge day because it's going to be the full moon Aquarius. Also on that day, we have Venus opposing Saturn exactly. And then we have Jupiter and Gemini square Saturn and Pisces exactly. That's also an aspect a lot of astrologers have been talking about for a while. Jupiter square Saturn is like a peak of restriction. Jupiter being in Gemini has actually been helping us to feel more confident and comfortable with the notion of new experiences and getting out of our comfort zone, and also learning new things and talking to people and expanding, on that level. But Saturn and Pisces actually, to be honest, I feel like Saturn and Pisces is helping us a lot, even though this is a square and it might feel really uncomfortable, because Saturn and Pisces is going like, hey, don't go so fast. Like, hey, hold up, wait a minute, make sure you are holding on to yourself, make sure you're taking care of yourself, make sure you're checking in with yourself and checking in with spirit, and make sure you're not overly emotionally attaching to too many things that could actually hold you up. Okay. So Saturn in this way is actually like, Saturn is very parental energy, but it feels very much like, let me be the parent here and let me help you and listen to me. But there are going to be times when, especially on the 19th or around the 19th, and since this is also coinciding with a full moon, it's actually going to probably be a couple weeks we're going to really feel this, just because it's kind of being baked into the full moon energy on the 19th. But anyway, there are going to be times with Jupiter being square Saturn of feeling like you want to go out and be out and do things and have fun and explore and be like wild, free child. And then there are going to be times when you can't do that, even though you really want to. I'm not going to say can't. For some people, there may be external factors that like sit you down, or even spirit might sit you down. But it's also this pull and tension of like, Even if you want to do those things, you still need to have this accountability to self and this responsibility to your own spirit, honestly, really. The other thing about this day with that full moon in Aquarius is that there's a grand fixed cross on that day, and that is a big deal. That's a big deal. A grand fixed cross or a grand square is also what it's referred to as, but when we say fixed, it's because it's with the fixed sign. So Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, right? Excuse me. The reason it's a big deal is because that's a really rare aspect, first of all, but also it's a very challenging one because you literally have all of the fixed signs. Oh, did I just lag? I feel like something does not want me to do this video, but I think I'm going to do it anyway. Anyway, the reason it's a big deal is because you have all of the fixed signs activated, which just means they're active, is just when I say that, but they're all in challenging aspects to each other, literally in squares and oppositions. Those are the only challenging aspects. It's kind of like taking, how do I want to say, it's like trying to take all the different elements and finding your center with it. It's very possible and it's very powerful if you can harmonize it. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about a grand fixed cross. If you can navigate that energy, it can be a very powerful full moon, especially for any kind of cultivating, manifesting, etc. that you're wanting to do. But it does usually come with a lot of disruptive changes and really forces, I'm not gonna say that, really opens the door, is how I'm gonna say that, to learning how to be adaptable. Grand squares are notorious for teaching adaptability, which is why a mutable grand square or a grand cross is usually the easier one, and the fixed ones are usually the hardest because literally the fixed signs are not about that. So just know that it's a time to be highly adaptable. But with Jupiter also square Saturn, it's also time to recognize when you need to really honor yourself and your internal world and your emotional needs and self-care versus what you want to go and explore and do and have fun, right? With Venus opposing Saturn on this day, this is actually a time of isolation. It is actually a time where we can feel really lonely even if we don't want to be alone. And I know a lot of people are saying August is going to be quite the opposite of that. I think it's going to be different for everybody depending on what's going on in your chart, where you're at in your life as far as your own beliefs and perceptions, and also what you're going to do with your own free will. But when I tuned into this, like as a channel, I kept getting that August is a time of refinement because of the Mercury retrograde phase and also because of these challenging aspects that are also happening. It's a time to refine your beliefs, refine your plans, refine your visions. It's not a time to execute big things. Like if you've been like working on a big project, or you've been wanting to move, or you've been wanting to change jobs or something big like that, this is not the month for that. This is the month to just make sure you're actually prepared, especially internally, and also with any research that needs to be done, looking at what T's you need to cross, what I's you need to dot. When Mercury goes retrograde, I know people say like, oh, like don't make plans and don't do this and don't do that. Realistically, Mercury retrograde happens like 3 or 4 times a year. And the retrograde phase is 3 weeks each. That's a lot of weeks. That's like a good chunk of the year. You can't realistically totally evade making certain decisions on Mercury retrograde. And even if you try to resist it, some of you may actually really need to, just because of your path or just because of just the certain phases that you're in. Okay, so don't be afraid to make plans. This is just a time to refine them. If you make plans and they get disrupted, look at it as a silver lining. It's going to show you something better. It's going to show you something you did not see before. So look at it that way, okay? But it is a time of refinement. Now, August 23rd, Mercury will be trine Chiron in Aries. And also on that day, which is actually, I forgot about this, is really interesting. On that same day, Mars is actually sextile both of them. So Mars being in Gemini will be sextile Chiron in Aries and Mercury in Leo while it is retrograding, while Chiron and Mercury are trine. This is creating a minor grand trine, which is really cool because that trine between Mercury and Chiron, like I mentioned earlier, this is a big theme that we are experiencing through the entirety of Mercury retrograde, even up to mid-September in the post-shadow, where it is seeing our own unique life experience for what it is and how we can use it to offer something up to other people or the world, or even create from that place. Some of you may actually use creative expression as a way to heal, or as a way to well, to utilize your life experience, just because that Leo energy is very creative. Now, the fact that they're both sextile Mars, like I said, this is creating a minor grand trine, but what that means is it's taking that unique life experience and you seeing it in a new way and actually being able to do something with it. So if anything, I would say that as we get more towards the end of the retrograde phase, if you like just cannot wait to like do something, I would wait till after the full moon. I would not do it before, I would not do it during. I would really try to wait, like, I was going to say a week, but then that's kind of when Mercury's going to be going stationary direct. So, like I said, try to wait till Mercury is direct. But if you cannot wait, try to do it after the full moon, not on or the day on or the day before, the day after. I would really try to wait at least a few days, okay? And then on the 28th, Mercury goes stationary direct. And then this is when we start entering the post shadow. Actually, this is going to be a good timestamp. Hold on a second. Okay. Now, a couple days after that, September 1st, Uranus goes retrograde in Taurus at 27 degrees. Oh my God. So September 1st is an interesting day because Uranus goes retrograde in Taurus at 27 degrees. Well, Pluto, which has been retrograding, will move into Capricorn for the last time for the next couple hundred years, which is going to be nice. There's something with that day too, because when like I said, I tried to record this yesterday and I spent like an hour on it. But when I tuned into it, there was something about time. And so on September 1st, like I said, Mercury will be direct. We'll have gone through some interesting challenges and weirdness during that time. And then we'll be integrating from that and we will be feeling the alleviation of that chaotic energy. And then suddenly Pluto going retrograde in Capricorn with Uranus going retrograde, it feels like there's going to be some weird like flashback or weird timeline stuff happening on September 1st. It's just how it feels to me. And it may show you or highlight or bring up certain things or events that have taken place over the last few years when Pluto was going in and out of those last degrees of Capricorn. It feels like a closing of sorts. And even with Uranus going retrograde, Uranus to me does represent time, like the time-space continuum, so to speak, right? When Uranus goes retrograde, it's also kind of interesting because Uranus in its natural state kind of acts like a retrograde energy in and of itself. It's very activating. So when it goes retrograde, it kind of gets subdued a little bit and actually becomes more of a internal activator, more so than like, it almost calms down actually, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, September 1st, I just feel this weird timeline reflection, maybe even a closing of certain things. Oh, channeling coming in here. Some of you may feel ready to say goodbye to something, a version of you, a cycle, an environment, which would also track even just with the energies, because like literally the next day it's going to be the new moon Virgo, a time to start new things. Yeah, September 1st feels like a weird timeline reflection, not a change, but a reflection of sorts, almost like a temporary bringing in old timelines to the present, and then like literally just to say goodbye or just to close them out is honestly how that feels. Yeah, like a timeline closure. I like it. Again, the very next day, new moon being in Virgo at 11 degrees, and on that same day we will experience for the third and final time, at least speaking to this phase, of Mercury and Leo being trine Chiron and Aries. Again, this is that energy of what does my unique life experience gift me? What is the gift of my challenges? What is the gift of my wounds? What is the gift of the things I have done and I have overcome? And how can I use that? Not because, words. This is rough. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Because Mercury has recently gone direct, that energy that also occurred on the 23rd when Mercury was retrograding, when it trined Chiron for the second time, we're not going to feel much of a break from that. I'm looking at the dates and I'm like, oh yeah. We're not going to feel much of a break from that. So from August 23rd to September 2nd, Mercury will be trine Chiron in Aries. It's just going to be exact on the 23rd and on the 2nd. Okay. So in that window, the 23rd of August to September 2nd, that is going to, you're going to really feel that. And I think there's also going to be a lot of just cementing of that too, an acceptance of that. Yeah, I like that. That feels really good. Now with the new moon in Virgo, it's going to feel like a really good new moon. The only thing is there's one aspect that's a little funky. I believe Mars is going to be a square Neptune, and that can bring up some fear and doubt. But outside of that, everything else happening on the new moon in Virgo is all about cultivating a vision and cultivating a harmonious, beautiful life where it feels good, because there's so much Libra energy. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Lilith and Venus and Juno are going to be in Libra together, like all conjunct, which will be great. Yeah. So that's going to be a great time to start things, to seed things, to get things going. So again, if you want to do something in August and you just cannot wait till September, I totally get it. Or if there's other factors that are making you decide and execute things in August, I get it. But September 2nd, the new moon Virgo is going to be a really ideal time for that. And a couple days later, on September 6th, we have Mercury square Uranus in Taurus for the third and final time, again, speaking to this phase. And yes, that could be very restless, disruptive energy, but all it does is also showing you what else is possible if you allow yourself to get out of your own way. And again, just be mindful of communication with that aspect too, when that aspect is peaking. Again, the dates for that are September 6th, August 18th, and July 21st. And then on September 8th, Mercury will move back into Virgo. And then the post shadow will end on September 11th with Mercury being in Virgo at 4 degrees, where it is right now on the day that I'm recording. And that completes the cycle of Mercury retrograde. Okay? Oh, if I didn't know any better. Again, I know this is energetic. Like I said, I think we're going to do signs or collective. I need to take a minute to feel my body, and then because I have notes on all the signs, and I'm like, I'd hate to not use those notes, but I know this is energetic. But if I were another person, I would think I've got like laryngitis or something. Oh man. Okay. I really do want to do something for the signs. They may be short. Just want to be clear about that. They may be very short though, okay? But we're going to start with Aries. Yes, do we feel good about that? I'm debating between the animal deck or the Fae. They've really been teeter-tottering the last few months. Oh. They said animals. Okay, all right, we're going to do animals. All right, Aries. Hi, Aries. How are you? Are you good? Good, good, good. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. This is what happens when you're just like, like that. I was also going to give just a general like sign ranges sort of deal for how to navigate this particular retrograde, because even with the signs, like I have all the astrology information for every sign, but I am treating it like whole house just because it's general. So this way, if you have the ranges, you can look to your personal chart and you can be more exact about it. Okay, so with this particular Mercury retrograde, again, this is from August 4th and speaking all the way up to the post shadow of September 11th. Okay, now Gemini is going to be a really important house/sign. And since we're talking about multiple weeks, some of these ranges are relatively large. So I just want you to know that because of the transits. Now, Mars and Jupiter will be in Gemini for the entirety of Mercury retrograde, including the post shadow. And I picked the range of the last half of Gemini. So from Gemini 15 degrees to 29 degrees. This is interesting because this is where we're feeling a lot of drive and ambition and confidence and optimism and wanting to get in the mix and wanting to learn and wanting to talk and wanting to cooperate with people and and wanting to expand in that way, and even maybe potentially wanting to plan some things too. And so depending on what house it's in, it could manifest really differently. And I didn't do a timestamp. Okay, I'm guessing on the timestamp. Anyway, coming back to Mars and Jupiter and Gemini. Whatever house this is in, it can manifest very differently, because it's like when I tuned into it, it feels like it's just taking up a lot of space. Like it's pulling on the focus. Like it's pulling on your focus. It's also amplifying your energy, and you're wanting to put a lot of energy into whatever that house is, or exert a lot of energy in whatever that house is. So if it's like in an air house, it's going to operate really nicely, right? That's like literally in alignment with itself. So, you know, again, feeling really good about learning and talking and cooperating and all of that stuff. But if it's in like a water house, like the 12th house, the 8th house, or the 4th house, more so the 12th or the 8th, not so much the 4th, but it can be very shadow work oriented. It could feel very like exploring the depths of self. Also, you know, especially like 8th house too, and even a little bit of the 12th house, it could even be about like exploring spiritual arts and things like that, or trying to like find hidden information and what have you. But it does feel very emotional, and it feels very internal, which is gonna look very differently than to someone who has that in an air house, or even like a fire house, where you're gonna feel like, oh, I can go and I can do anything. I can go and I can do this, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do it, right? So very, very different. But just know that, oh my God, I just got dizzy. But just know that's taking up a lot of space and focus. Aquarius is actually important too because of Chariklo. Chariklo is acting as an assist during this time. I didn't talk about the astrology, but it is acting as an assist. It is working with Jupiter the entire time. Yeah, it is working with Jupiter the entire time. And Chariklo is the medicine woman for those who are not familiar with her. But when she's in Aquarius, she really helps us to really see who we really, really, truly are, and our quirks and our uniqueness and our gifts and our talents, and allows us to make peace with that. Also, Chariklo and Aquarius is associated with the voice, the throat, music, sound as well. That could be important to you. And even community. Even any healing that is in relation to wounding you have around community is also part of that too. So just know that Chariklo is assisting, and that'll be from Aquarius 17 to 15 degrees. So wherever you have 17 to 15, I don't know why I wrote it like that. Oh, because she's retrograding. That's why I wrote it like that. It's like, anyway. So wherever you have Aquarius 15 to 17 degrees, just know that there could be some really nice stuff going on there. You know, as far as like expression, really a lot of self-discovery as well, and very healing, like deep soul healing happens with Chariklo. Okay, now Chiron and Aries are important here, which means Aries is important. Chiron is important because of what I mentioned before, right? Mercury will be trying Chiron throughout the entirety of Mercury retrograde. Now, Chiron itself is also conjunct Aries, and has been for a while, and will continue to be for a while. Aries is at Aries 25 degrees, and Chiron will be at 23 degrees for most of this retrograde phase. Excuse me. So Aries is akin to Aries. She's the sister to Aries. She's kind of like the Street Fighter, is what I refer to her as. She's a little bit of a vigilante kind of energy, but she's all about wanting things done for the right reasons, even if she's kind of aggressive about it. That's very Aries. And as she is working with Chiron, it's also wanting to stand up for yourself and to overcome anything that is relating to fear or insecurities or wounds or trauma, which again, during this Mercury retrograde phase, while Mercury's trine Chiron and Aries, is helping you to see that for what it is, and to help you overcome anything if you need to still overcome anything, and then also how you can utilize that as a skill set moving forward. Okay, so wherever Aries 23 to 25 degrees is in your personal houses is where I would look to see where you have recently been really overcoming some long-standing challenges, and how you haven't been able to assert yourself or stand up for yourself or feel confident and capable about that particular house. Okay. And then, of course, there's Mercury. Again, Mercury is moving from Virgo 4 degrees to Leo 21 degrees. So just look at that entire range to see where Mercury is moving for you. And everything I discussed touches Mercury, because we're literally just talking about Mercury retrograde. But again, you can experience windows of growth and evolution by way of challenges and disruptions, and a little bit of chaos when it comes to communication, collaboration, confidence, executing plans, and also shifting of beliefs that are likely to take place here. But this is a time to be adaptable and refine. Okay. All right. Now let's get into the signs. Okay. Deciding what timestamp I want. All right. Starting with Aries. Actually, let me take a sip of water first. All right. All right, Aries. So we're going to start the Power of Elements Oracle. And like I said, I'm going to try to keep these short just because we got 12 signs. You know, it's kind of a lot. Any messages or insights for Aries during Chiron retrograde? I forgot. I had all these notes and I immediately went into the cards. Can you tell I'm just, all right, Aries. So Chiron and Aries will be going through your first house. Again, this is whole house system. Uranus and Taurus will be in your second. Mars and Jupiter will be in your third. Mercury will be moving between your fifth and your sixth. And Chiron will be in your 11th. Everything that I gathered from this, including channelings, I was getting a lot about self-esteem, actually. A lot about self-esteem and confidence and believing in yourself. There's growth and approach to your communication and how you assert yourself. Also a big influx in your own creative ability and artistic ability, if that applies to you. There will be some potential change in your social circle, though, for sure. Yeah, and your community and your personal vision. So I think that, you know, just something to be aware of. Okay, come back to the cards. Any messages or insights for Aries? Any messages or insights for Aries, please, for Mercury retrograde? Let's see here. Answers will come. Remove the energy blocks in you. Interesting, it's coming out as a water card too. So this is speaking more to the to your emotions, Aries. Remember, things may be confusing during Mercury retrograde. I feel like this is literally about how you come off to people, is what I'm gathering. Like how to get people to listen to you. Like your normal approach, I think, is trying to shift, wanting to shift. But I feel like there's like, yeah, it's like you got some sort of emotional block here that contributes to that. And I think right now it's going to be even more difficult than it normally is. Because you're really good at commanding a space, you're Aries. That's just how you do. But the way you're used to doing it somehow is not functioning the same. I almost want to say it's time to actually come more from the heart, to like incorporate more compassion, incorporate more emotion, incorporate more human to human connection in how you decide to talk to people and how you decide to assert yourself. I do feel like you got something disappointing is potentially taking place within a I'm hearing friendship, actually. Within a friendship, I'm just hearing disappointing. I feel like there's something that is oh my God, I'm sorry, I can't talk. I feel like there's something to be acknowledged there about your role in it, Aries. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull some cards. Using the wild unknown spirit deck. Can I get a card for Aries, please? Can I get a card for Aries, please? We got the wolf. I feel like wolf has been so collective. So collective. I've described this multiple times, actually. The wolf medicine comes out when we are either needing to stray from a community or group to go and learn and grow on our own, and then come back and show what we've learned. That's actually very much in line with Mercury retrograde for this particular season of it. And also it can be a communal energy of what is your role in the community. And that's all I keep getting for you is like, there's something about the way you approach your relationships, particularly in your communication and assertion, that is asking for evolution at this time. Okay. And so maybe some of you are already on like the lone wolf situation, or maybe you actually need to take some time to do that, because I also feel like there is something emotionally going on with you that needs addressing and acknowledgement, and also to acknowledge your role in how you affect people is coming through. Let's go ahead and get into the tarot. Okay. Anything else for Aries? I'm not taking all of that. Anything else for Aries regarding Mercury retrograde? Of what could be helpful to Aries at this time, or what Aries may encounter? Ooh, yeah, there's the disappointment. Yikes. 3 of Pentacles and the 10 of Swords. 3 of Pentacles can be plans, but it's also our network. It's also like a friendship sort of vibe, or partnership sort of vibe. It's people working together to try to build something. And I keep getting that it's like this feels very assertion oriented. So this could potentially be happening at work, or with something that you're actually trying to build and cultivate with other people or another person. Something is disappointing is happening here. Something may be coming to an end, or just taking a big detour, but it's very jarring for you, and it's kind of puzzling, and it's painful. This is why the wolf is coming out here. You might need some lone wolf time to acknowledge what you got going on emotionally in relation to all of this, and also your role in this and how you affect people. And is there a different approach that can be had here in order to start building what it is you were trying to build in the first place? Wow. Okay. That's what we got for you, Aries. Moving on to Taurus. Oh, man. All right, Taurus. So for you, Chiron and Aries will be in your 12th house. Uranus will be in your 1st. Mars and Jupiter will be in your 2nd. Mercury will be going through your 4th and your 5th, and Cherokee will be going through your 10th. Again, this is whole house. If you want more specifics, I do have a timestamp available that should be linked below. You probably already saw it for the overall specific ranges for this retrograde phase. Okay. Now, Taurus, when I looked into your chart and I felt into it, feelings of struggle over control. Feelings of struggle over control of loss, or even health. Health was coming up, and emotions. A new identity is also taking shape for you at this time. Discomfort with your unconventional parts of yourself and the quirky parts of yourself. Step into that, and it'll help you to step into your proper role. So I'm just reiterating my notes here. But yeah, so there's a few things I'm getting with you, Taurus, just to reiterate. When it comes to health issues, or health in general, or the idea of loss or fear of loss, or even your emotional body, there's a struggle of wanting control over those things. And you may be challenged with that by actually having things go wrong, and needing to realize sometimes you don't have control over certain things, and you have control over yourself and how you react, and then you can always adapt. Remember, adaptability is huge with this Mercury retrograde. Now, the other thing is you are going through some sort of shift in your own personal identity. I do see that, and I do feel that. And part of that is also needing to recognize and accept the very unconventional and quirky sort of parts of you and aspects of you. It is all of you, and also it makes you unique. That is the unique part of yourself. And you are being asked to not only look at that, but accept it as who you are, and then bring that and incorporate that into your being, and also how you show up in the world. Okay, so that's what was coming through for Taurus. Let's go ahead and pull some cards, starting with the power of the elements here. Now, when I'm doing the signs, they are based off of rising. Okay, actually, I'll put that in the title, just to be clear. Any messages or insights for Taurus for Mercury retrograde? Whoa, not taking all that. I bet everyone's going to get a water card. Any other messages or insights for Taurus for Mercury retrograde? Water. Expression. Where did that go? I'm not going to take it, but it flew out. It's the same one that Aries got, which your neighbors, so kind of tracks. Anyway, expression with express your truth. It's about that quirky part of you. It's about that unique part of you. Work from that place. Explore that place. That's honestly what I'm getting. Work from that place and explore that place. There's so much about fear. I keep getting fear with you. Like, again, fear of loss or fear of losing control or fear of things going wrong and not being able to like recoup or recover. But I feel like you're Taurus. You're very capable. Some of you may be put in positions to ask for help, which is something I know you don't really like to do. But you may be encouraged or just, again, put in position to do that. All right, let's get some animals out here. That was very fast. Wow. Go with the flow. Go with the flow, Taurus. Wait, hold on. It's trying to come through. Hold on a second. Go with the flow of your own river. That's how it's coming through. Go with the flow of your own river. Be true to where you're at emotionally. Be true to where you're at with your fears, and also be true to where the energy is at for you. If something goes wrong or gets disrupted or you lose something, it happens. It happens. There's no point in trying to fight that. There's no point in trying to fight that. And also allowing yourself to be honest about your fears and be honest with, okay, that's very upsetting, and allowing yourself to express that to other people is also going to be really big for you during this Mercury retrograde, because it is showing a part of yourself that I think you're not really used to showing to other people. It's a vulnerability, but I keep hearing there's also a quirkiness to you, or just that unique part of self that doesn't ever get to see the light of day. That is also asking to come out. Okay. What else for Taurus during Mercury retrograde? What else for Taurus during Mercury retrograde? Ooh, I love it. Ace of Swords. Okay. Wow. Yeah, so Taurus, amongst all the other things I was picking up on with you, the Ace of Swords I feel like is really cementing this communication factor for you. And this is about Mercury retrograde, so I'm not surprised it's coming out, but I feel like it's being very honest about your feelings when things happen. Go with the flow of your own river. Actually, it's really interesting. So I've been spending more time at one of my meditation spots, and I saw this. I don't know if it was a swan or a goose. It was I like never saw anything like this here in Arizona. And the way it was like navigating the creek, it was like going, and then it would hit a rock, and then it had to like steppy step, and then it would just go, and then oh, rock, steppy step. Like, that's also what I'm getting here for you, Taurus, is like, yeah, just go with the flow of your personal river and be very honest about it. It's okay to be honest about it. It's okay to feel not okay. It's okay to feel not okay. And it's okay to allow other people to know that. And so they can also come in and they can help you. Some of you may actually struggle with stifling some of that stuff. You probably just learned to do it. A lot of us learn to do that. All right, moving on to Gemini. Okay. Hey, Geminis. Oh, all right. Now for you, again, based on the whole house system, Chiron and Aries will be in your 11th house, Uranus will be in your 12th, Mars and Jupiter in your 1st, Mercury in your 3rd and 4th, and Cheroklo in your 9th. And upon looking at your chart and just feeling into you, new personal vision and calling is coming forward, especially in terms of philanthropy or social justice, or wanting to be part of something just bigger and better for yourself in a way that really helps people or the communities. A lot of activation is what I was getting to. Activation, downloads, that sort of deal. So brace yourself, buckle up, buttercup. Ambitious and confident in your intellectual endeavors and any research related situations, and your communication skills, even when confronted with, when confronted with opportunities to grow in these areas. There's also a learning and growing pains with needing to listen and how to really truly be heard. I'm getting a little bit of like maybe talking over people or like forcing certain conversations to happen, allowing people to take up some space. Interesting. That's coming through there too. So that's just some things I was getting for you. Let's go ahead and get into the cards. Yeah, Gemini, I almost feel like this retrograde is actually going to teach you more about your fire. Yeah, we got a little kitty cat. Oh, yeah, how to tame your fire, how to tame your energy, your vitality, your passion. I'm almost getting like accidentally burning people or burning yourself out is what I'm gathering. Oh, you got a water card? Everyone's going to get a water card. I just know it. All is well. Let your emotions flow through you. Yeah, there's a calm that you're being asked to take on, which is like, I just keep getting fire, 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 fire. This is saying be calm, 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 be calm. If any disruptions happen, I mean, you are mutable, you guys are pretty adaptable, but if any disruptions happen and you have a lot of like emotional attachment to them, it could put you in a little bit more of chaos than another person. I just keep getting like too much fire, like too much action, doing too much. Like, pace yourself. Pace yourself. Even if something is disrupted or chaotic, or even you are feeling chaotic yourself, there's enough time. Sometimes when Mercury is square Uranus, like we will be having with this retrograde, it can create this feeling of like, I don't have enough time to do anything. I don't have enough time to do anything, but you do. Everything is okay. You do. Everything is okay. Can I get a card for Gemini? For Mercury retrograde? Ooh, you got two. Of course you did. Twinsy. Wolf also came out for Aries. If you have any Aries in your chart, I would definitely take a look at that. But Dolphin came out too, which this is my Gemini card. The Dolphin to me is very playful, sensual, fun. The Dolphin is the card of the healer. Everybody, and also very childlike. Everybody smiles for the Dolphin. It's interesting with the Wolf and Dolphin because it feels almost like something else you're needing to recognize is like how to tame yourself. Actually, because Wolf is a very parental energy, very like elder energy, while Dolphin's very child. Even like the earth and water component. Yeah, I'm getting like, yes, be your fun Gemini dolphin-y self, but recognize that you don't have to do it all. Recognize there's enough time to have fun and do everything else you want to do, and also recognize when you actually need to like rein in your energy and ground yourself and center yourself, or even when you're overwhelming someone or even taking up like, and not that you take up too much space, but it's like when you overwhelm or dominate another person is also how that's coming through. It's like you're learning to ground and center yourself. They said that's the challenge. That's the challenge for you, this Mercury retrograde. How to ground and center and maintain your energy, but still like have fun and enjoy. And even if things go wrong, to not allow that to stir your energy too much, but to be like, okay, that happened. Everything's okay. You know, that's what I'm gathering here. Some of you, this is going to translate to work-life balance. Anything else for Gemini? Ooh. Interesting. What you up to, Gemini? High Priestess and the Four of Pentacles. Hold on a second. Oh. High Priestess and the Four of Pentacles is interesting because High Priestess is usually cool, calm, and collected. Usually also speaks to things that are kind of in our subconscious and kind of like hidden within that we may be also trying to explore. This, like what's funky to me about this is like, this is almost saying like, you may feel like a lack of safety, which is interesting because Four of Pentacles is also very much like a holding and maintaining. It's a power card. It's a card of saving money, but it's also a card of being relatively closed off and gripping on too much. Oh, thank you. That's what causes the stir. This is what causes the stir. Some of you do have, I don't want to say a fear of scarcity. That just sounds so, you know, but that's kind of what I'm getting. It's like easily felt not safe. So weird, so to speak. You easily feel unsafe if something doesn't go right. Yeah. Yeah. It just feels like you can easily be put into the space where you don't really feel safe. And this is you becoming aware of that. This is a period of time where you can become aware of that. And when we become aware of things, it's usually because it's been exacerbated. So this Mercury retrograde, there may be occurrences that exacerbate your feelings of not being safe and your feelings of, you know, needing to do something about it. But it's time to acknowledge that and explore that and face that. Okay. All right. Moving on to Cancer. Oh, man. So Cancer, Chiron and Aries will be going through your 10th house, Uranus in your 11th, Mars and Jupiter in your 12th, Mercury through your 2nd and 3rd, and Cheroklo in your 8th. I'm looking at my notes here. So after looking at your chart and also just doing channeling, the notes that I have for you, there's an unburying happening here, a digging up, if you will, of yourself, of forgotten or suppressed emotions. Why did I write? Sometimes when I write things, I'm just like, oh, capability. And also an unbearing of what it is you're actually capable of, really seeing what you're capable of. And there's a restoring of belief in yourself. Yeah, especially you might experience opportunities or windows where you're going to be facing doubts. Okay, doubts might come up in regards to people, again, your own capability and communication style. There's also going to be an emphasis, essential. I wrote essential. It will be essential to have creative outlets for you as well, and also to make sure you are staying on top of your own spiritual matters and spiritual self-care. Okay. Yeah. Some of you, I'm getting this feeling with you, Cancer. Some of you may feel like your fears have come to life. I don't think they have. I think you're just seeing them. I think you're actually just seeing what your fear really is. And so Gemini had something similar. I would definitely check out Gemini if you got Gemini in your chart. But as I'm going through the neighbors, I'm literally going like Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, blah, 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 blah. There's always going to be a similarity between the neighbors. And so the fact that Gemini had some like fear stuff coming up, I'm not surprised it's coming up for you too. Yeah, I'm getting this feeling of like just being put into fear, or like thinking a fear, like one of your fears is literally happening to you, but it's not. And what that really is doing is to help you to really understand what your fears are and where they really come from and what's really underlying in your operation systems, you know, so to speak. Yeah, unburying the truth of your fears, unburying the truth of what you are truly capable of, your true power, and unburying yourself. Very interesting. All right, let's get power of elements back over here. Oh, you're the first one to not get a water card. Slow down. Slow down. This is a card of ether, actually. Notice your surroundings. Be present, Cancer. Be present. And that's what I was getting. It's like, you think this is happening, but is it? Is it? You think your fear is coming to life, but is it? Is it? Just slow down and be present and pay attention. I'm also getting something about signs for you too, like omens, like synchronicities. I think Spirit is talking to you a lot. I feel like you're struggling to like receive it though. Some of you may be struggling with your intuition at this time. I mean, it's like, that's very interesting. Like, why would that be happening? I don't think, okay, words, sorry. So many things just came in. Some of you may be tempted or wonder if you need to like take a long extended vacay or really isolate yourself, like really hermit yourself. I don't think that's necessary. Yeah, hear that knock. I think it's more about balance. Okay. Yes, your spiritual matters are essential. Creative outlets are essential. How you even just like having fun and like, and really working from like the more feminine side of you. Like I was getting the sacral a lot actually as I was getting into that. Yeah, there's something going on with your sacral, Cancer. Maybe some guys are working on some family stuff, some mother stuff, some sexual stuff. There's something going on with your sacral, and I feel like it's affecting you more than you realize. It's like I feel like you're having a hard time just like really being aware and present of what is happening around you too, almost like you're a little disassociated. But that might also be because you might be really scared about something or think a fear is coming to life. But again, is it? Is it? This is really interesting, Cancer. Yeah, be present. Just be present. I can feel it. There's a temptation to almost like put a pause on big parts of your life or even like destroy them. That's interesting. Or destroy them. That's not the answer. That's not the answer. You got to find your balance, okay? You got to find your balance. And acknowledge whatever fears you're being faced with right now. Yeah, it's like something's getting unburied from the depths as I say that. Phoenix. This is the root chakra card in this deck. This also speaks to Phoenix rising or birthing sort of energy. Some of you also can relate to some Kundalini energy as well. Again, I keep getting the sacral with you. Something funky is happening with your sacral. I am not a doctor. Some of you might want to go to the doctor, okay, for whatever's going on with the sacral. But yeah, it's like, it's not about pausing things or ending things right now for you. It's like, find the balance and be present and really like, and when I say present, like be able to really take in information at this time. Something about that is going to help you to calibrate something and help you unbury some things and see yourself really clearly as far as what it is you are truly capable of, okay? What you're truly capable of, and that is going to lead to this Phoenix energy. All right, let's pull some tarot. Oops, I put these back in the tarot deck. Let's pull out some tarot for you. Ten of Swords, okay. Whoa, Cancer. Oh my God, the cards. Oh, wow. We have Ten of Swords, Three of Swords, and the King and Queen of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. At first, I wondered if this was tied to the King and Queen of Wands as a pair. I don't think it is. I think it's actually, that's coming in after the Wheel of Fortune. This is what you're dealing with, Cancer. Ten of Swords and the Three of Swords. There's a Seven of Swords here. I'm getting that there's a major wavering of trust. You're really struggling with trust. And so for you, it seems like your unique lesson. So every reading we've had so far, I'm seeing like this unique lesson for the sign. Cancer, your unique lesson is trust. I think this is also why you may be having trouble being present, and you may be having trouble with fear, and you may be having trouble with your intuition, because when we don't have trust, we don't have any of those things. We struggle with all of those things. Trust is faith. And without trust or without faith, how can you feel solid and secure within yourself? How can you deal with fear when it comes up? How can you deal with even having your intuition being on if you are scared? Right? This is what you're unburying, okay? You're unburying this to see it for what it is, whatever the root cause of it is. It could be many experiences here, okay, that have taught you not to trust or have taught you that there's things to be afraid of. Especially with the Seven of Swords, it's like things that have happened that you didn't see coming. Yeah. Yeah, it's experiences that were painful that you did not see coming, and they brought you like an insane amount of pain, or just really out of the blue endings. But if you confront that, if you deal with that, excuse me, there's gonna be a major shift for you and a major balancing of self into confidence. I mean, talk about Phoenix-like energy. Look at all that red, orange, yellow. Yeah, you're gonna skyrocket into a balanced King and Queen of Wands energy. For some of you, this could be about a partnership that could be coming in after you deal with this. But I definitely feel like this is much more about the balance of self. It's like you're gonna move into so much fire and confidence and fearlessness, but you gotta unbury that stuff. Okay. All right, let's move on. I can already feel like these readings are getting longer. I was trying to do them fast. I don't like doing them fast. I really don't. Makes me feel all rushed. All right, Leo. Okay. So Leo, Chiron and Aries will be in your 9th house, Uranus in your 10th, Mars and Jupiter in your 11th, Mercury in your 1st and 2nd, and Cheroklo in your 7th. So upon looking at the notes and the channelings that came through, what I have written down for you: embracing the truth of self and self-discovery via relationship experiences. Allow your beliefs of yourself and your values to shift according to what comes through in your relationship experiences at this time. Determination to make your dreams and visions a reality, but seeing your capacity of how you help others will be key. Must see yourself clearly first. Okay. Let's go into the power of the elements for Leo. Yeah, I can feel it. It's like you want to show up. Oh, Leo, hold on a second. You want to show up, but some of you want to prove yourselves. Careful with that. You see me shaking my head? Careful with that. Can I get a card for Leo for Mercury Retrograde? You got a fire card. Let go. Ooh, adapt and flow with ease. Leo, Mercury is literally in the Leo during this retrograde, along with Virgo. So you're going to be feeling this one for sure. I was getting a humbling with that. Doesn't always have to be hard. It's just part of being human, you know. But I was getting like, I want to show up and I want to do this and I'm going to prove this. It's like, it's very much like, gotta be honest, Leo, it feels like, let me come in and be the glorious Leo and be seen as the glorious Leo. It might not go down that way. It might not go down that way. And remember, relationships are going to be huge for you as far as some deep soul healing and also you being able to dive deeper into clarity of yourself. Okay. It does. It feels very like hero complex. I just got to be honest with what I'm getting. It feels like you want to swoop in and like be the hero. And I just feel like it's something's not going right there. Okay. Can I get a card for Leo, please, for Mercury Retrograde? Can I get a card for Leo for Mercury Retrograde? Oh, yeah, you're like, it's time to act now. Dragon is solar plexus, which is very Leo, right? That's basically solar sun energy. Dragon also comes out when we are seeing through the ego, when it's time to see the truth behind the ego. And hummingbird to me is usually like a burst of really positive energy or uplifted energy. It can also sometimes, for some people, I've heard it be like a magical sort of an energy, but it's usually a very positive energy is what I'm gathering. And I feel like this is your confidence. You feel very confident about yourself. You feel like you can get up and go and do. I'm going to get one more card for you here. Can I get one more for Leo? Can I get one more card for Leo, please? You got Phoenix too. So Cancer had Phoenix as well, Leo. So you've got the root and you've got the solar. The only one that's missing is the sacral. If you got any Cancer in your chart, I would take a look because they had something going on with the sacral too. you just feel really gung-ho. You feel really gung-ho. You feel like you can do and you're capable and you're going to go and you're going to do and you're just going to show up and you're going to be the hero. I keep feeling like it's not going to go down that way. All right, let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards. It almost is like overconfidence, Leo. I got to be honest with you. But let's see. Yeah, I'm hearing misunderstood. Any other messages or insights for Leo? You're feeling really liberated in this energy, which is great. I'm getting the word misunderstood, so let's see. Anything else for Leo? Oh. Let's see here. You're very confident. We have the Three of Wands and the Star card. Star is Aquarian energy. This is you looking to a better future, a future where you're happy, where you feel healed, you feel uplifted, which is very much in line with what the animal cards are saying. I just keep getting like, yes, definitely. But something else is, there's something else here. Show me more what's going on for Leo during Mercury retrograde. Are you letting go of a person, Leo? Aquarius is your natural 7th house. You could be needing to leave someone behind. Maybe that's what it is that I'm sensing. I just keep getting misunderstood. Tell me more what's going on for Leo. Okay, we got a Page of Wands. That's excitement for the adventure. Excitement for new. Passion. Tell me about this Page of Wands. Whoa. Aye. I don't know, this felt a little jarring. So far we have this. Three Wands in the Star card. Again, this is your level of confidence. And oh, we were already feeling that. And then we have the Page of Wands coming out here. Is that still your energy? It's still your energy. You got an excitement for adventure. You feel inspired. You feel confident. We already knew that. And then we have this. The Four of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and Death. This is a resistance to something. This is almost like trying to like stave off a change, a big change or a big ending. But I don't think you can. I think you just need to let it happen. So Leo, I think that's really what I was getting with you. It's like that something was not like going according to plan. Your plan, I think, was to prevent something from ending, prevent something from changing, trying to control it, but you can't control it. And I think just surrendering to that and just acknowledging that, oh, Leo, okay, this is why I was feeling all the hero stuff. It doesn't make you a failure. Okay? It doesn't make you a failure. This is why I was feeling the hero stuff. It doesn't make you a failure just because something is over or because something needs to change because it wasn't what you thought it was or wasn't what you thought it was going to be. You are off to better and bigger things, okay? It doesn't make you a failure. It doesn't make you less of being capable of something. It doesn't have to be a chink in your armor. You know what I mean? Just because something isn't going according to plan or according to what you thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's just getting repetitive. But yeah, so that's why I was feeling all that. But if you allow that to happen, okay? If you allow that ending to take place, you allow that change to take place, yes, definitely really great things ahead for you, okay? It's this feeling of like accepting defeat, but it's not defeat, Leo. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. All right, Virgo. Okay, so Virgos, Chiron and Aries will be in your 8th house, Uranus in your 9th, Mars and Jupiter in your 10th, Mercury between your 1st and your 12th, and Cheroklo in your 6th. So upon my notes and upon the channelings, potential healing could be taking place at this time. And I was getting like emotional karmic resolutions, like closing out of karmic cycles are really highly likely for you. Undiscovered, recovered pieces of self and skills and capabilities, especially when it comes to systems, spiritual arts, creativity, and even technology. Also, some breakthroughs are in order for you, Virgo. Breakthroughs and expansion of material security. Awesome. And also by way of researching, or even when it comes to your purpose, your sense of purpose and your career and work. Again, breakthroughs and expansions because of these things or within these areas. Very nice. All right, Virgo. Any messages or insights for Virgo for Mercury Retrograde? You need it better. Hold on a second. Show strength. Ooh, each day ground your energy. I love this for you. This is also the symbol of ether or spirit coming out here for you. Yeah, I love this. What's going to keep you solid during this time is literally just staying centered. Staying centered, and I'm hearing stay diligent as well. You got a lot of great things in store for you compared to other people. Breakthroughs, expansion, material security, recovered skills, self, and capabilities. Definitely some potential healing and closing some karmic things, but it's really well aspected for you in this Mercury retrograde. And all they're saying is like, just stay centered and you'll be okay. And stay diligent and you'll be okay. All right. Tell me more for Virgo. For Mercury retrograde. Tell me more for Virgo. Ooh, I think Gemini also had the dolphin. Your sister sign. Dolphin coming out here is a very playful, sensual energy. It's also the card of the healer, which I did say there is some healing happening for you. I think that's really why this is out here. It's more for the healing factor. I'm going to get one more, though, for you. Can I get one more for Virgo? Can I get one more for Virgo? The Mercury retrograde. I need to. Yeah, healing. We got dolphin and we got frog. So there, and that was one of the first things I wrote. Potential healing of emotional resolutions and karmic resolutions. You are closing some big things out. And there's a lot of emotion that's backed behind those things, but it's going to feel really good and it's going to be very healing, but also it's going to lead to some breakthroughs as well that are very much needed. And so they're saying this isn't a time to like take a step back. It's actually a time to be diligent. It's a time to make sure you are centered every day. Make sure you're doing all the things you need to be doing every day and just stay diligent because this is an awesome time for you, even if it is coming with some emotional clearing and some healing, okay? All right. Going to the tarot cards. First card to come out, Queen of Cups, the Queen of Healing, and the Queen of the Emotional Body. Oh, I just got hit with love. I literally was gonna say it that way. I just got hit with love. I just got hit with a wave of love off of the Queen. Some of you could be dealing with a person. Some of you could be dealing with dolphin energy that could be helping you at this time, who could also be coming through as a Queen of Cups, like a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, probably more Cancer-y just because it's a Cancer card, but somebody who is probably very psychic, empathic, compassionate, and probably is a healer themselves in some way, shape, or form, if that is happening for you. Very mom energy. Oh yeah, very mom energy. Sister? Mom, sister, auntie kind of vibes. Anything else for Virgo for Mercury retrograde? Ooh. Ooh. Queen of Cups and the Five of Swords. That is a card of diligence. It definitely is a card of diligence for sure. Oh, that just through my solar. Why you fight for certain things. Some of the emotional stuff that's wanting to be cleared for you is rooted in why you fight for certain things. And maybe the way you fight and push for certain things is actually from more of a wounded place versus just a healthy, balanced place. I think you're going to be seeing that. Can I get one more, please, for Virgo? Can I get one more for Virgo? It's interesting cards here. We have the Queen of Cups, the Five of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. Your, like, what you fight for that is being highlighted here and why you fight for it that is being highlighted, it really is all in the name of achieving happiness and joy. But be careful here, because Five of Swords and Nine of Cups can be a bit of an entitled energy. You may feel entitled to certain things or to certain experiences, maybe even certain people. And if that's the case, it will be highlighted now for you to face that and to deal with that and confront that and be done with it so you can continue on your expansion. But I do feel like you got some good things in store for you, Virgo. So I'm not too worried about you. Okay. All right. Moving on to my Libras. Oh. Libra, again, whole house system. Chiron and Aries will be in your 7th. Uranus in your 8th. Mars and Jupiter in your 9th. Mercury in your 11th and 12th. And Jericho in your 5th. Again, according to my notes and the channelings I already did on your sign. Again, more on the rising sign, but you're on your sign. Cementing and learning about self versus others was coming through for you. I'm gonna say that again. Cementing and learning about yourself versus others. Growing pains with expression of being seen and heard. New opportunities for new environments, and learning and traveling are well aspected at this time. Okay, which is definitely not the case for most people. So just putting that out there. But yeah, Libra, it seems like your Mercury retrograde is really just encompassing like how to use your voice and how to be heard in your voice. And also, where is the line between you and the people that you deal with, and how much do you prioritize you over other people or not? Okay. But getting into new places, environments specifically, seem to be very good for you at this time too. All right. Power of elements for Libra. Power of elements for Libra. I think I want soup today. I'm just sharing information randomly. Can I get a card for Libra, please? Oh, am I taking this? No. Oh, you're the only one to get air so far. Inspire beauty. Oh, Libra. Show your inner beauty to the world. This is definitely part of your lesson of expression during these weeks, okay? And this is also comes through with the self versus others. Like Libras, this is just a typical Libra thing, and I'm not saying it applies to you. I'm just saying this is something that happens with Libras sometimes. They can go through phases or periods where, for the sake of just having harmony in a situation, they do hide themselves or their true selves, if you will. Like they won't take up the spotlight, so to speak, especially if it means needing to be confrontational, okay? Or even if it is just like sharing their gifts and their talents. That's just not what Libra's about. You know, Libra is more like, yes, they can bring beauty and all of that into a situation, but it's not about seeing all of them in their glory, like more so like how it would be for a Leo. But this is a Mercury Leo retrograde. So Libra, you're also being asked to do this. Like, own you, own your skills, test it out, really like express yourself in all of your you-ness, you know, and see what happens. And don't worry about other people. Don't worry about what other people are going to think. Don't worry about if it's going to make other people uncomfortable. Like this is really about cultivating your own beauty right now and showing that to people. I love it. Anything else for Libra for Mercury retrograde? Don't worry about it. Mouse, anxiety. It's also the card of like details and planning and all of that too. And you probably got some of that going on just because this is Mercury retrograde with Virgo and Leo influence. But I feel like that's actually you being worried about doing that, okay? About prioritizing your expression of self over another person. You're allowed to take up space, Libra. Hold on, now I'm getting annoyed. You're allowed to take up space. You're allowed. And if it bothers people, it bothers people, but you're allowed. You're allowed to prioritize your own expression over another person's, okay? Can I get one more, please, for my Libras? Oh, yeah, you're allowed. Look at that. Look at that, Libra. We got Tiger. Tiger is actually a card of spiritual awakening, but it's also sensuality and ferocity and passion is you. It's all of your inner beautiness, right? That wants to come out. It's also a feminine power card as well. Let yourself be seen. Who gives a shit? Let yourself be seen. Let yourself have the voice of the room, okay? Yeah, this is definitely about you taking up space. Anything else for Libra? Seven of Wands, that's a Leo energy. Take up space. Seven of Wands does take up space, but Seven of Wands is also a defensive energy. You may be dealing with certain people that are actually like making this difficult for you to do, and you might actually have to get a little bit bigger and a little bit louder and a little bit more you, okay? I don't know, I just got the word vivacious. So random. All right. Anything else for Libra? Anything else for Libra for Mercury retrograde? Yeah, Libra, I feel a little bit of a challenge for you, a little bit of a confrontation. Screw him. Some of you guys are getting downloads at this time. I just got hit with that. Like downloads and intuitionally, oh my God, intuitionally, I'm making up words. Intuition, yes, but I feel like the intuition is actually pushing something out of you. It's like pushing you to do something and be very like active, proactive about something. It feels very creative to me. I would totally run with it, however that's coming through for you. But yeah, I definitely feel like you got some people, like if you get into this level of expression of you and that tiger energy, some people might got a problem. But again, it's their problem, not yours. It's their problem. They're probably just used to you giving them that space, right? Not your problem. All right, Scorpio. Okay. Keep forgetting all my notes. Scorpio, hi. So Scorps, again, whole house system. Chiron and Aries will be in your 6th house. Uranus will be in your 7th. Mars and Jupiter will be in your 8th. Mercury will be going through your 10th and 11th. And Characlo will be going through your 4th. Now, according to my notes and the channelings I already did for you, growing pains and learning healthy limits. Healthy limits and boundaries. Your limits and boundaries, your perception of them may need to be changed or altered or evolved, reevaluated at this time, particularly in terms of aggression and expression. Aggression was the word that was coming through a lot for you. There's going to be some family ancestral components in relation to this too. So maybe you're doing some root work, ancestral stuff. Shadow work is probably going to be on deck for you. Discovery of your leadership abilities and managerial abilities as well. So at the gist of the Scorpio, it feels like you are learning when it comes to assertion, aggression, expression, the differences between the three, and how to really learn the limitations and differences between those things, and how to be better, healthier in terms of your management and your leadership abilities. Again, shadow work and family ancestry stuff is going on in the midst of this too, but aggression is the word that keeps coming out here a lot. All right. Okay. Scorpio. Scorpio. For Mercury retrograde, what can we expect for Scorpio? I feel like you're annoyed. I feel like you're gonna have a lot of irritated moments going on in Mercury retrograde. Like a lot of side-eyeing people, to be honest. Ooh, Scorpio, your patience may be tested on this Mercury retrograde. Your patience may be really tested. Because I just keep feeling this thing about limits and boundaries, even with yourself, but especially with other people. Like you may feel like people are really testing your boundaries at this time, and you're having to like constantly navigate that, but also healthy limits. That healthy limits just keeps coming forward on the way you express yourself, especially if you are aggravated or angry or feeling kind of aggressive. You may actually have moments where you feel like you're in the right to really like dominate another person or really push back on another person. Not saying you're not. I'm just saying you're going to have moments where you feel really justified in it. Whether you are or not, you're just going to see overall how you can improve on those things, okay? And what's going to be better long term. I feel like you're going to learn some new like social ninja skills too. Yeah. Oh, we're going deep. Of course we are, Scorpio. You have an air card just like Libra did. Imagine a place where your heart feels at home. Remember, ancestral and family stuff are also coming up for you too. While you're dealing with this whole like limits and boundaries being tested, the difference between aggression, assertion, and expression, leadership, management, all of that stuff, I feel like all of it is also, how do I want to say, making you really reflect a lot on what feels emotionally safe for you. This might be why aggression is also coming through a lot, because if you don't feel safe, like an animal being put into a corner, what's going to happen? Ah, right? That's what's going to happen. You may feel like you're being put in positions where you feel really unsafe around certain people. And so hence you're trying to figure out, okay, I don't feel safe, but how do I communicate that this is not okay in a healthy way, while also really making sure I am emotionally okay, is what I'm actually getting with that. Some of you, this is also going to make you question your own domestic life, as far as maybe needing to move, or the people that you are around, or people that you want to be around as well. Okay. Maybe some old memories coming up too. Scorpio, I won't lie, I'm getting sad. I'm feeling sad in your energy right now. I feel like, oh, I just like want to melt like this and like lay on the floor and curl up in a ball. I'm feeling a 5 of Cups energy. You may feel like people are unnecessarily attacking you at this time, or being unnecessarily aggressive with you at this time. But anything we experience externally, it's showing us our own lessons or of a personal growth and evolution with those particular things. So if people are being aggressive with you, hence it's putting you in a position to have to really learn how to deal with aggressive behavior, even your own. I don't think this is the first time either. This might be something you've kind of gone around and round and about for some of you. Getting a little merry-go-round energy for some. Any messages or insights for Scorpio for Mercury retrograde? Elephant. Fire. It's interesting because I don't associate this with aggression, but I felt that a little bit, like being steamrolled. Some of you have a lot of anger around certain people who have steamrolled you, and maybe you feel like you didn't say the right thing in the moment, or you wish you had said something. Some of you, that's the case, but elephant comes out when we are moving past certain blockages and obstacles. And yeah, Scorpio, I feel like with you, it's like you've got not a soft spot, that's the wrong term. Not a weak spot. That's like, I don't like that. Words. A tender nerve, I'll say, in your emotional body, around being dominated and being steamrolled. And I feel like it takes you back to like how much you have not felt safe emotionally and how important that is to you. I'm gonna get one more. Can I get one more for Scorpio, please? But I feel like you're going to be working through that. I feel like it has directly affected like how you do assert yourself or how you don't. Oh, we got magic. We got magic on board with Crow coming out here. So yes, you are moving past this obstacle. But what's happening too is literally magic with the Crow. The Crow is the card of magic and occult and alchemy and transmutation and all of that stuff. It's a divine messenger as well. I feel like it is helping you to access this like new level of how you do exercise your power in terms of how you set healthy limits and boundaries and how you also communicate and assert yourself and how you deal with aggression. I feel like it's almost like really getting into healthy shadow actually, and how to exercise your healthy shadow in times where you need it. Some of you are bossing up because of this. Any other messages or insights for Scorpio? We got Knight of Swords out here. Violent word. Violent words. It's interesting because I know I've spoken on this before, but the word violent, right? People can have violent energy. People can behave violently without being physical. Violent is just volatile. It's violent. And that's what I'm getting here with the Knight of Swords and Ten of Swords. I'm getting violent words. I feel like this is a trigger for you when people, maybe even abusive words, but I'm just hearing like very cold, very cutting, very violent, very painful words with the Knight of Swords and Ten of Swords. This makes you feel not safe. That makes you feel not safe. Some of you are also going to be reevaluating your relationship with anger too because of that. Discerning when something or someone is safe or not, especially dependent on how they use their words. And if they use their words like this, if you don't feel safe, you don't feel safe. But you're going to learn how to navigate when people are like this with you, which means you're going to be confronted with it. Sorry. Anything else for Scorpios? Of course, we get the Death card. A lot of black going on in your reading here. A lot of black, which is a power color. It's also a color that comes out when we are dealing with needing to be rid of certain malignant energies or experiences. Scorpio, you may also need to have some, in these confrontations, it does look like a confrontation. In these confrontations and communications, you have to stand strong as the Death card in your Scorpio-ness. It's like when you're confronted with this, you got to show up like death. It's interesting because they're both on white horses. I never noticed that before. Interesting. A lot of Scorpio energy here. I mean, excuse me, Gemini. Gemini energy here and Scorpio energy here. Both on white horses, but look at the difference in the stance. Look at the difference in like even the body language. One is out of control. One is wild, out of control. Even the horse is scared. Look, I don't know if you can see it. Even the horse is freaked out. Like, what is this crazy person doing? You need to be the Death card. You need to be solid on your very confident, secure horse, holding your black flag with the white flower, representing death and birth and purity and all things that just are in the cosmos of things. And just stand strong in who you are and dealing with that. Nothing can really fight death, really, when you think about it. Death is inescapable. Death comes to everyone, right? In that energy of death too, I feel like, I've spoken on this before about being the observer. When you are able to be the observer, you are so deeply connected to yourself, like very deep within yourself emotionally, that no matter what you're confronted with, you won't waver. You will not waver. And it's like when you're confronted with like chaotic, violent things like that, you can observe it and you can be present, but you're not taking it in. You're not getting sucked into it. Your emotions aren't getting stirred up. You're just seeing it for what it is, for the crazy and violent thing that it is and or was, right? But that's what death also does. Because death just is. No matter what death approaches, No matter what awful, toxic, bullshit situation, imbalanced situation, long dead situation, death shows up and death does its job and death does not waver. Okay? Very interesting, Scorpio. I know some of these readings are getting really long. All right, Sag. Okay. So I can always keep doing that. So Saggy, according to whole house system, Chiron and Aries will be in your 5th, Uranus in your 6th, Mars and Jupiter in your 7th, Mercury in your 9th and 10th, and then Cheroklo in your 3rd. Now again, according to my notes and my channelings, what I have for you, new developments with relationships and your own sexual energy. Health and finances may be in flux at this time, so be mindful of that. You're going to need a new approach to these things. That seems to be a huge lesson for you in this Mercury retrograde. Needing to have a new approach to your own health and your own financial situation. And also, real power of your voice. There's going to be a shift in beliefs, values, and how you discern truth. Yeah, oh, that feels very Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, and how you discern truth. Okay. Saggy. Ooh, oh my God, you know what? I've never seen this card. It's so weird when that happens, when you've had a card for a long time. New idea. Bring your dream to life with the new approach. That's what they keep telling us, like new approach, new approach, new approach, new idea, new approach. Bring your dream to life. It is very possible. It just requires a new approach. I like when it's crystal clear like that. Anything else for Sagittarius? Anything else for Sagittarius? Ooh. We got Sharky Shark. Shark is my card for perceived threat, whether it's real or whether it's not. It's this feeling of like impending doom, right? Again, whether it's real or it's not, you feel under threat. You feel like something is, yeah, you just feel like something is under threat. Something is being compromised or is about to be compromised. The key is new approach. I feel like what you're sensing is not totally illusionary, okay? I feel like you're sensing that something really doesn't work anymore, or the way you do something really doesn't work anymore. And it is time for a change. And it's almost this feeling of like, if I don't do something, this is not gonna go well, is what I'm gathering with that. Can I get one more for Sag? Oh, wow. Shark and whale. Oh, it's just got a couple of things here. So I love that this came out because shark, like I said, it's like you are sensing that something isn't really going well and it could be going to a bad place. Oh. It's like I brought tissues. Okay. That's what you're sensing. The whale is the great mystery. The whale, oh my God. Sorry. Okay. All right, so I'll just get back to it. You're recognizing that something is heading in a bad direction. You feel like you see it. I don't think it's an illusion. God damn it. don't think it's an illusion. Okay. The whale coming out here is very Piscean. It is very intuitive, empathetic, emotional, compassionate, etc. The whale sits in the deep, dark depths of the void. I was relatively okay. Oh. Just be the whale. That's what I keep trying to get to. Just be the whale. Rely on your intuition here to navigate and to feel your way through a situation. The other thing too, Sag, some of you may be experiencing certain people are triggered around you, by you, or even targeting you, or wanting to threaten you. I know those words are dramatic. I was going to say them more softly, but my throat has caused me all kinds of problems. Either way, I would not be too worried about the shark, because if you're the whale, you see it, you know it, you can adapt, you can navigate. It just is going to take a different approach, okay? A shark can't beat a whale, you know? Ooh, Nine of Swords. That's your concern about something not going right. And like I said, I feel like that's something very tangible, very valid. Page of Wands. Oh. It feels, oh man. Sorry, Sag. It feels like the Page of Wands is your new approach. So there's not a whole lot of in-between happening here. It just feels very matter of fact, like you have worries and anxieties that some aspect of your life is really heading in a really wrong direction or a bad direction. And I do think that you are right. And I think that your way of navigating it is through the whale. And the Page of Wands coming out, pages are inner children to me, very like pure new beginnings of things. The Page of Wands is also inspired energy for the new and for adventure, but it's all about the new. And I do think this is how your new approach is coming through. It's almost inspired by your inner child, coupled with your intuition. Anything else for Sag? Yeah. Two of Wands. Yeah, you're you're doing a switcheroo here. You're taking a different path. You're taking a detour from what you were initially doing here. And it's just necessary. It's just necessary. So very clear-cut reading there, Sag. Oh. Oh. Just remember to not act from fear, Sag. Act from a calm place, a centered place. Act from the whale, even if you are worried about something. Don't act out of fear. That's when we tend to make mistakes, especially with this Mercury retrograde. Oh, so sorry. Oh. Oh, okay. Capricorn. I am going to finish this video. I am not giving up. We got 3 signs left. We're doing it. We've been here for almost 2 hours. We can do it. Okay. Capricorn. Chiron and Aries will be in your 4th house. Uranus will be in your 5th. Mars and Jupiter in your 6th. Mercury in your 8th and 9th. And Chariklo in your 2nd. Upon looking at your chart in my own channelings, what I was getting for you for Mercury retrograde, emotional and material security are going to be highly amplified for you at this time. Just very much in your focus. Very in your focus and very in your face and very much on your mind. Particularly when it comes to shifts that are taking place, when it comes to, oh, interesting, family induced. Hold on, my notes look a little crazy. Emotional material security will be highly on your mind at this time. And your beliefs and approaches to material and emotional security will be highlighted at this time because they're shifting. You're being asked to be open and to shift your approach and or your beliefs to how you attain and maintain your emotional and material security. Family and domestic life will probably be inducing this, okay? Unexpected happenings in relationships or even with dating situations, and there's going to be a reconfiguration of self and your own sexual energy. Determination to get things in order, provide solutions, and learn how things really work will also be highlighted. So we got a lot going on here. Again, emotional material security is going to be the biggest thing for you, but there will be shifts in your approach to that, your beliefs around that, and that will be affected by your family and domestic life. You may have some unexpected things happening when it comes to your relationships and your dating life, while you are also finding a reconfiguration with your own self and self-discovery and self-identity, along with your sexual energy. And on top of it, you're doing your Cappy thing and being determined to get certain things in order and in place and put right is also what's coming through, okay? You got a lot going on, Cappy. Oh. Oh. Any messages or insights for Capricorn? Whoa, you got two. The only one to get two. Open your mind to connect to the divine within. Forgiveness. Be careful of emotional eruptions. Oh, Cappy. I do feel like you got a lot on your plate compared to the other signs. Like, I feel like your energy feels very heavy. Feels very heavy, feels very full. I feel like you're juggling a lot. I just feel like you have a lot going on. And with these two cards coming out, it is also speaking to just like, yeah, literally the amount of things that are going on for you. Because with this card to come out, this is about emotional awareness. Remember what I said, emotional security along with material security is going to be the biggest thing for you at this time. So your sense of emotional stability within yourself may be very challenged depending on what's going on in your relationships and especially your domestic life. And if you're not feeling safe or you're just feeling like you're overwhelmed, this is just saying try not to take that out on people and recognize when you need to step back or take time away. You may also be confronted with certain relationships requiring you to be open to the notion of how do we let this go? How do we move past this? Regardless of if we're in each other's lives or not, how do we move past this so we can just put this behind us? Again, forgiveness and acceptance. Open your mind. That's about the new approaches, okay, that I was getting with you. So much, Cappy. I'm taking these now. Really? Okay. We have hummingbird and whale. I feel like there's something being sparked with your intuition with this, actually. It almost feels like an influx of intuitive information. But the whale is also compassionate, too. Capricorn, I feel like you're being blown open here. Like, in like the crown, but even like the heart space, which is interesting. Just roll with it. This might be a lot. I feel overwhelmed even just tuning into it for you. I'm wanting to do this. I'm like, get these cards away from me. Yeah, that's what I'm getting with you. It almost feels like a rush of energy through your body even. Don't know who I'm reading for, but Capricorn, as this happens, you may have mood swings. You may feel physically like, even like your body's going through swings. Like you may feel really tired one day and then like really energized the next. It just feels like everything in your life is in flux because you are in flux right now. but I do feel like you're being blown open, and it feels very vulnerable. It feels very uncomfortable, and I feel like it's really impacting you physically. Can I get one more, please, for Capricorn? Oh my gosh. Cards are talking. Oh, yeah. Dragonfly. Dragonfly comes out when we are shifting perceptions and beliefs, and when our third eye is just going open. Yeah, and then we have Moth, which is interesting. Moth is kind of like my Eight of Wands energy a little bit. It's the moth is drawn to the light, right? So it's an inevitable sort of attraction or pull or encounter or even meeting here. I am hearing meeting of minds. Even with like the dragonfly and moth, there's something very kindred about these energies. Capricorn, yeah, I feel like you are dealing with people right now that evoke a lot of emotion for you because of many different reasons. I am feeling like the practice of needing to forgive and let go and mend things. I am feeling there's like people there that you need to be dealing with. At the same time, I also feel like you're encountering people who are very activating to you. And when I say activating, I mean like, you know, like spiritually activating. I know some people use the word activated in lieu of trigger. I do not, but I'm just, for people who do. And I am feeling for some of you, there is like almost like a fated sort of encounter that's happening because of that too. Oh my God. I feel like you're dealing with way more people than you anticipated or even wanted to deal with. I almost feel like you're bombarded with energies and people right now. Oh my God. I just want to go I want to put you in a little egg. Because on a spiritual level, you are being blasted open. Some of you, this is like an ascension of sorts. And at the same time, you're having to deal with people that evoke a lot of emotion with you when you are very open, very vulnerable. But this is just your challenge, is to navigate that. And I keep feeling this like encounter with the dragonfly and the moth here. So let's get some tarot cards out here. Three of Pentacles, so definitely dealing with people. Three of Pentacles is planning, organizing, building something with another person or many people. Could even be the card of mending, specifically in repair. Getting a plan in place. I think you're getting a lot of insight too on certain things that you want to build for yourself in terms of material security. And you're really eager to get started, but I feel the overwhelm by people and energy and just it's very much like that. Anything else for Capricorn? Page of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Emotional words and messages exchanged with other people. This is also my card of innocence and purity. Again, in terms of material security, I feel like you are so ready to start building something or cultivating something or putting work and investment into something. But it's something relatively new because it's a Three of Pentacles. It's not something that you've been dealing with for a while. It's something relatively new. But like I said, with other people even, there are these like emotional exchanges, whether you're needing to forgive or they're needing to forgive you, or whether they're new relationships and friendships that are very activating for you. A lot is just being stirred up emotionally, and just ride the waves, Cappy. Ride the waves. Can I get another for Capricorn, please? Definitely feel an apology vibe too. Emperor and the Two of Wands. Deciding how to navigate for sure, but also this is, where am I going next? And I keep feeling a fated encounter, Cappy. I can't get away from it. If you do encounter a fated encounter, how do I want to say this? You will make a change because of it. You will make a change in your life because of it. You're gonna detour something, or you're gonna take a different path because of it. It feels good. I'm just feeling into it. Excuse me. It feels good. It does feel good. It does. I just think by the time this happens, not that you're burnt out, but you're just like, I feel it. You're overwhelmed. There's so much happening emotionally, energetically, and even physically. Between the material security you are trying to put energy and time into, and between all of the bombardment of people that you're needing to deal with on all spectrum of relationships is what I'm honestly feeling. People that need, again, that you've like had falling outs with, or there's apologies need to be exchanged, and new people coming in is what I'm feeling with you. And at the same time, you're feeling very energetically blasted and just open and kind of like a raw nerve. I would definitely try to prioritize some self-care every day during the course of this Mercury retrograde, okay? Very interesting read. All right, 2 more. Aquarius. So Aqua, Chiron and Aries will be in your 3rd house, Uranus in your 4th, Mars and Jupiter in your 5th. Mercury going through your 7th and 8th, and Cheroklo going through your 1st. Sorry guys, hold on. Okay. Upon looking at your chart and my own channelings, I got quite a few things for you actually. Definitely a big shakeup in your family and domestic life. You and Capricorn have that shared. So with these shakeups, there's also communication and cooperation challenges to teach you how to play well with others, and deal with difficult conversations and people. Facing some challenges of venting. Oh, to be seen for your uniqueness. Wait a minute. Sorry. When I write my notes, they're a little crazy because I'm trying to pack so much into a small space. And because I already did this yesterday and the way that I'm feeling, it's just a little hard for me to read everything that I wrote here. Facing challenge of venting to be seen for your uniqueness. Oh, I see. And discovering unique self-healing of identity. Okay, got it. I understand what I meant. But so what I meant by that was there's almost this like tendency to really assert your individualness and your uniqueness, and you may experience some challenges there when it comes to people at this time. Like people might really push back on you when you start to do that, and what it's going to do is really show you, more of who you actually really are, not from this place of here I am as an individual, but it's more like, no, who are you really, instead of trying to be the individual, right? Okay, Aquarius. Any messages or insights for Aquarius? Dormant creativity. Release the stagnant parts of you. The shakeup that you're experiencing with family and domestic life, I'm seeing like cracking earth is what I'm seeing. This is a fire card, by the way, but I'm seeing the earth like breaking open. The shakeups that happen in your family and domestic life at this time, if any do happen, it feels like it's actually like it's liberating you. It is. It's liberating you. It's taking away something very like familiar that actually has been taking up space. Interesting. And you're gonna have to like adapt because of these shakeups. The shakeups feel very out of the blue, is what I'm gathering. It almost feels like an earthquake. It almost feels like having your feet on the ground and the ground is like shaking you and you're like, wait a minute, what the hell? Wait, what's going on? And you gotta like figure out how to like navigate the shaking. It's gonna shake something loose out of you. I like it. Anything else for Aquarius? Oh, it's gonna shake you. It's gonna shake you. Cosmic egg, this is the crown chakra. This usually comes out when we're going through some sort of climactic phase or moment in our life that affects us on a spiritual level. It's also reaching a pinnacle of evolution as well. I feel like you are that egg and you're about to crack out of the egg. Something within you is about to crack out of the egg. Moving into the tarot. Seven of Swords. Interesting. Let's see what wants to come with the Seven of Swords. I feel like Seven of Swords is definitely part of what has been keeping this piece of you buried and hidden. I'm hearing locked. Locked. The Seven of Swords could be acts of others that have been not so great. But there's something else there. It feels very sly. Kind of like sneaking in the night, kind of sly energy. Very like subtle, secretive. Almost snake-like. Snakes may be big for you. Even there's a snake on the cosmic egg. Why is the Seven of Swords here for Aquarius? Why is the Seven of Swords here for Aquarius? Interesting. So I don't read reversals, but this flew out like this. And it's the Knight of Cups. The shakeups that happen, I feel like what's actually coming out is something very emotional. A true part of your nature that you don't normally act from. Oh, Aquarius, I'm getting all kinds of things now. That you don't normally act from because you look at it as a weakness. It's your soft spot. It's your soft spot. The Knight of Cups is communicating from the heart. It's acting from the heart. It's a very authentic, compassionate place emotionally. Very vulnerable, very Piscean. You could have Pisces in your chart. That's what's cracking open. But it's like it's been hidden away. You've been keeping it tucked away. But whatever this like family situation is, or domestic, because that could even mean like just housing, shakeup is that's jarring you. It's cracking you open. It's cracking your heart open for some of you. A very caring, vulnerable piece of you. I keep getting you see it as weakness. This is why I was getting like the sly secret sort of vibe. Because you keep that tucked away. You don't like people to see that. You don't want people to know it's there. I'm getting a little bit of like a tough exterior. It almost has that vibe too of like when something goes really wrong, what happens? We're like, we want to call our family. We want to call our partner. We want to call our best friend. We want people to come in and like, you know what I mean? It's even got that vibe a little bit. Like when the chips are down and shit happens, at the end of the day, right? We're all emotional humans. What's unlocking is also your capacity for love and vulnerability. It might feel very uncomfortable and scary, but it's you. Something else is trying to happen here. It's you. Can I get one more, please, for Aquarius? It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less than. It actually makes you more beautiful as a person. It also makes you more approachable as a person, too. People might even respect you more for it. Six of Swords. When things get to shaking and a rocking, that Knight of Cups is going to crack out of you, and that is actually going to help you to restore peace within yourself and maybe even around you too. Interesting. Okay. Last but not least, Pisces. I love you, but I won't lie. I'm glad we're at the end. My throat is just like, I really need to take a break. Okay. Pisces, so for you, I'll keep doing it. Chiron and Aries will be in your second house, Uranus in your third, Mars and Jupiter in your fourth, Mercury in your sixth, seventh, and Cheroklo in your 12th. So according to my notes and my channelings, what I have written down for you, deep soul healing and recovery. Unexpected events with communication and plans and domestic changes as well. Very similar to Aquarius, but the deep soul healing. The deep, deep, deep soul healing. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I think music is going to be really helpful for you this time. Anything creative as well that like you can just kind of get lost in, you know, might be helpful. Even just being around water. I think water is going to be good for you too. Any messages or insights for Pisces? Water, you got a water card. Revitalize and uplift, allow the tears to flow. Pisces, I just did your reading yesterday to you. And it was so like, oh, it was so amazing. It made me feel so good. And I was like singing. It was just like, just total freedom and liberation. So I feel like for anybody who might resonate with that reading, it might actually be more about your Mercury retrograde experience, actually, of what it's going to entail for you. And clearly what it's going to entail is liberating yourself by way of a deep soul healing. Wow. Okay. Any messages or insights for Pisces? Hey Pisces, you got a fish. Flow. Flow and surrender. I think Taurus got this too. If you have Taurus placements, I would check that out. Ooh, Taurus Pisces combo? I've never met a Taurus Pisces. I'm just feeling into that. Ooh, maybe a little indulgent. Oh my God, imagine Taurus, Pisces, and Libra. Oh, anyway, let's not theorize here. Coming back, yeah, this is a total surrender to your emotions and the flow of your process right now because of changes or chaos that might be happening and what it's evoking out of you. But it is a deep soul healing. This is what you're signing up for Mercury retrograde. Okay. Let me see where Mercury's at again for you. Yeah, your 6th and 7th houses. Yeah, with Mercury in particular, I wrote down challenges with executing plans. Challenges with executing plans for goals of health, creativity, and social events, and communication challenges will be a part of this too. Almost like it's like life and is gonna be hard. Almost like just literally the day to day of life. Is just gonna be really hard. Finding a comfort in others, determined to expand your home and family life while it's also changing. Some of you are contemplating a move. Oh, coming to terms. Some of you are coming to terms with the life that you have made for yourself in terms of your domestic life. Some of you feel like you made a prison for yourself, but probably from a wounded place. It doesn't give you what you need. It doesn't give you what you really need on a deep level, on a deep soul level, and you know that. Unexpected events and consequences from conversations and speaking with others, it will lead to breakthroughs, even if it also comes with some unpleasant consequences. Oh yeah, Pisces for you, almost called you Aqua. Pisces for you, it feels like your day-to-day life, it seems incredibly challenged because that's where Mercury is going to be transiting, is your day-to-day life. And then Uranus in your 3rd house also feels like when you go to speak to people, it's just like miscommunications, jarring, unexpected consequences, but it's going to show you things. It's almost like the more you go external, the more you're just like, oh my God, no. It's just like, almost like the more you go external, just things don't go right around this time. Also, your capability of starting over and recovery, you're going to realize how good you actually are at that, which I think is also very Piscean. I'm just giving you extra notes because I can feel it. It just feels like almost defeated, but it's not a time to be defeated. Just recognize what's not going right at this time and flow with it and honor your emotions and allow yourself to have a deep soul healing here. Okay? Yeah. Let's get into tarot for Pisces. And like I said, when I did the Pisces reading, oh my God, like you were liberating yourself from big shit. big shit. And I think Mercury retrograde is doing that for you. So the light at the end of the tunnel of that kind of process might be coming in September. Anything else for Pisces? Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing for you. Normally this is a card of luck, and I do feel that with you. It just feels like drawn out, and probably because this is for a retrograde phase. You're not being put on time out. That's not what it is. It just feels like the more you engage with the external, the more you just want to retreat within yourself. And when things maybe get disrupted, it's upsetting, but it's getting disrupted for a reason. I feel like this is tying to the reading I did for you, where you are actually approaching a place of intense freedom. Major, major freedom. It's just taking a bit. Because you are spiritually liberating yourself too. Anything else for Pisces? Oh yeah. Oh baby, look at you. Wheel of Fortune and the Star card. Yeah, I would definitely watch that Pisces reading if you are curious. This is totally in line with it. This is literally walking into healing and upliftment. Literally. Enjoy. Can I get one more? Which is what I got in that reading. It's almost like you're reaching a level of surrender that even for Pisces is like unheard of. Am I taking this? Yes. Interesting. And then we get the King of Wands. What comes out of this deep healing process is a huge level of confidence and belief in yourself, and knowing that you are capable of anything and having whatever it is you want. You are the master of your life. You have the control of your life. You are in the driver's seat. And you're going to make it happen. Okay? All right, Pisces, that's it. That concludes Mercury retrograde Astrotalk. Again, I apologize for my energy and just where I've been at. I know it was really hard for me to get through some of those, and I did my best. I just really wanted to do this for you guys, okay? But I hope you got a lot out of it, and I hope to see you guys very soon, and take care and have a great Mercury retrograde. And yeah, and have a good night. Bye-bye.